Welcome aboard Race Stars TV tonight for the Racecraft Euro Series, round number 8, live from Hockenheim ring. And we are going live just at the end of qualifying now, heading into the first of our 2 races tonight. It is the silver class, of course, and we are about to get underway at this circuit, running the outer ring tonight, so not as many corners as we're used to seeing throughout F1 and other series, but this will be fast flowing and a lot of slipstream action with these F3 cars tonight as we get towards the pointy end of the series too. Not many rounds to go, the championship yet to be decided, and as we see this open first class of racing with silver, we see some good battles, drivers trying to prove themselves to make it to the main game, and then at 9 o'clock we go to the main game with 40 of the best F3 races in the country to do battle tonight once again. So welcome aboard everyone tuning in, welcome aboard everyone watching at home, and a big welcome aboard to Dave Roberts with me in the booth tonight. Hello Dave, welcome to another round of F3A powered by FRG. How are you?
Pretty good, Luke. How are you?
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Just...
I like this place with the extra grey.
I heard this was your doing, is that right?
Yeah, I'm trying to give them a bit more opportunity to overtake.
Well,
so a bit more slipstreaming.
Plenty of that. Check out that shot down the straightaway, the back straightaway. It's huge. So qualifying almost run and done. At the moment, Bradley sitting on top, Greg Bradley, that is, ahead of David Roberts and Caleb Dawson, your top 3. And that's a decent,
by the way.
Very close. Look at those times. The top 5 separated by 85 thousandths of a second. So nothing in it at all tonight.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of series returners. Greg Bradley, who's their fastest at the moment. I mean, he hasn't been on for a little while with us, but Greg's done a number of races with us over the years, and he's extremely quick, as you can see there now. Daniel Gomes in 4th place there. I think he's new to the series. It's his first night with us, as far as I know anyway. And I think Sam Mort there, who's a couple of places back, 8th place. He's also a newcomer to the series this week. We've also got, I think, now I'm just going down, looking down the list. I think there's a Sasha Gruyen. Now that's a Racecraft car, but I think he's pretty new to the series, if not his first night. And who else we got there? Looks like I think Marcus Nguyen is new to the series, and Leith McClymont. I think I may have seen him before, but only once, if so. So we've got a few new people here, which is really good to see a bit of new blood.
Yep, that's it. So yeah, plenty of drivers out there. In fact, there's 30 cars out for this silver race, so that's a pretty decent field. We've seen, upwards of high 20s for this series, but you put 30 out there, there's going to be a little bit of action, I reckon, over these first few laps. 35 minutes race, 1 pit stop required, and a bit of strategy will go into it as well. But yeah, great circuit. I love this. I've always loved it as an F1 track, this layout in particular. Not so familiar without all the great corners, but it's going to be fast flowing and a lot of fun. So looking forward to it. We'll kick off in about probably 30 seconds time, just waiting on the last drivers to finish the lap they're on. And McClymont, like you said, hasn't set a lap time. He's new to the series, I think, but the Valve Motorsport driver goes back to the pit lane, doesn't set a lap time. So he'll have to start rear of grid, unfortunately.
It's very easy to do a off track on this circuit, particularly because you've got to get the first corner right. The first corner is really fast, and it's really easy to step wide, get a little off track, and your whole qualifying lap doesn't count. So,
well, there you go. Well, here's your grid for tonight's race, and it will be Greg Bradley on pole position. Great job by him to sit there by 29 thousandths of a second, very close to the top from Dave Roberts. Caleb Dawson on the second row with Daniel Noem starting out of P4. Then it's Ben Brazier and Adam Simpson, the top 6. Andrew Johnson starts from 7th tonight with Sam Mort. Alongside him, Mickey Rubuck back into 9th place. Good effort there with Alex Stelbovic down in 10th place. It's Gus Strillo down in 11th place, and Brad Hudson rounds out your first page of the grid there, the top 12 in front of us now. If we go to the next page, it's Lockie Taylor in 13th place on the grid. Julian George will start from 14th. Behind them, we've got Jorgen Smith and Peter Minnitt down there in 16th place. Ben Arthur will start from 17th place with Brant Johnson, your top 18. Gavin Nins shares that 9th row with Wayne Shepherd in P20. Then it's Sasha Gruen down there in 21st place. Luke Hayden in 22nd place. Ben Johansson and Andrew Lachlan round out your top 24. To the back of the grid now, 25th will be Stephen Fawns, Marcus Ningen alongside him. And then you've got Lachlan Capel in the safety car. He's not going to be there. He's going to be at the back of the field. Leith McClymont will be 28th, elevated up 1 position into 27th. Lucas Burt and John Lee at the very back will both get a 1 position rise out of that when they move ahead of Lockie in the safety car. So that's your grid order. We get set to go racing shortly. We head down now to have a look at them lining up on the grid. There's Daniel ready to go. Adam Simpson's also ready to go with the bright wheels on. You can't miss those wheels tonight, Dave. They're very, very Larry.
No, I was looking at the Daniel's car before too. That's the old black and gold Genie Lotus F1 car.
Yeah, it is too.
Very nice.
It is. Nice little overhead shot there as he sits on the grid with no one in front of him at the moment. He's sitting in P4 on the grid and nothing at all in front of him towards the start line. So hopefully the 3 drivers in front will be on the line shortly. But yeah, look, they'll get a good run down to turn 1. We know this place, it does pinch right on the apex of turn 1, but there's a lot of runoff areas, so any issues should sort themselves out if they can just handle getting through the first couple of corners, and then obviously down to the big run to the hairpin. If we can get through that little stage of the opening lap, I think we'll be right to settle in for 35 minutes of plenty of heated battles. So yeah, bit of chatter, bit of talk prior to the race. You can just see the drivers having their last couple of little says, and good luck to everyone. And Aru's already, I think, said his briefing to make sure everyone's on the same page. So very good.
Mickey, every time.
So shortly we'll hear the revs rise just into the final stage now. Adam Simpson's just disappeared off the grid. Let's hope he comes back, because he may miss a start. He has come back just at the last second there. We wait for the green to get underway here for this 35-minute time-certain race for round number 8, and good start. Bit of wheel spin from Roberts on the left-hand side of his screen, but Greg Bradley got away beautifully from the front and will lead us down through turn 1 in the lead. I think I heard some tyres screeching. We've got a couple of spinners. Caleb Dawson went right around, so did someone else into... there was someone on the inside wall there and plenty of damage. It might have been Gnomes from P4. Dawson's now dropping back down the order as well. Bradley is also disappearing off my listing. What's happened there to Bradley? he's also gone right around, and I think towards the back of the grid. So Simpson and Brazier have got away well. Everyone else,
I think we'll be looking at a safety car very, very soon. There's cars upside down and everything at turn 1. There we go. Safety cars out. So I think maybe Bradley's actually gone around as well in that turn 1. Can we get a replay on that?
yeah, we'll go to look in a second.
Yeah, I think that maybe the leader and number 2, although they got through the apex of the corner fine, they've lost it on the exit, and just one of them's gone wide. That was fine. The other one's bounced off the inside wall.
So watch Caleb Dawson here. He's going to lose the back end and synchronize, spinning all 3, the top 3. Got away well, and then they just completely lost it. So that was almost incredible. Then I'm not sure what happened with Marcus as well. Oh, look at the further contact back in the back.
And there's one upside down.
We'll jump on board here with Adam Simpson. I think this is. Let's just watch his point of view. Oh, he gets clipped from behind as well, and then into the fence. So that's what's happened. Sorry, it wasn't Simpson. That was someone else. So
That was a very ugly turn 1.
it was, and we go back under safety car. So
Mind you, they got 35 minutes. They've got a fast repair. They got a pit stop to do. You know, the good guys can come back from there.
definitely, we're just going to do a reset on the overlay here. We've got a great lag happening tonight for some reason. So the joys of the whole interwebs. So we might just reset that overlay and see if we can get that caught up. So there we go. So Simpson got away okay. He cleared all the smoke. The biggest losers in all that was Gnomes. Mickey was involved too. Gus Cirillo and a few others. Brad Hudson, he lost out. Dave Roberts, we saw go around as well. Let's see if we can't get another couple of replays here. I'm a bit worried this is going to bug out tonight. There we go. Looks like we're back in action now. So let's just slow this down and have a look at this synchronized spinning at the front. Wow, the top 3. I haven't seen that, I don't think, in a race where the top 3.
Very unusual.
Yeah, just lose it like that. Incredible. Just facing backwards down the racetrack. And if we jump on board here with Dave Roberts, check this out. You're going to get Mickey. There's Mickey trying to come through, and unfortunately nowhere to go. And big impact. But
and then later on, there's another car here which goes up in the air, upside down. Oh, there's one in the background there.
Mess. Pretty crazy incident there. Those cars are, look at that. It just continues to go. Yeah. John Lee went into the back of them as well.
There's another one upside down there.
Yeah. Messy. He's like, I think I hear safety car is coming in this lap, so that's good. The Aston Martin, driven by Lachlan Capel, takes off into the distance. Sounds great, that car. It's a really nice note to it. It does. So thanks, Lockie, and all our safety car drivers in this series, and Adam Simpson will lead us off again. Now, how many did we actually lose? Lucas Burt still in the pit lane. Mickey Rubuck's gone for the night, I think, in the pit lane. And Gus Cirillo haven't rejoined the track. Everyone else has at least got back out again. So, yeah, disappointing to lose some big names there in the first corner.
I would have thought most of them would get a fast repair, unless I didn't think you could damage the car too much on the opening lap and get a fast repair and not be able to repair it. So maybe you can.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it doesn't look like Mickey's coming back out again. So a couple of big movers. Luke Hyde made up 10 spots there, and also Jorgen Smith made up 9 spots into 6th place. So good stuff there. Let's go green and get back underway racing. Adam Simpson got a great jump there. Look at Alex Slavovics here back in P4, challenging the back of Sam Mort off the restart.
Here's a Sam Mort, new first-time starters up there on the podium already, lap 1.
Yeah.
Made a great start. So, and he's already challenging P2 there. Right hard on the tail with Ben Brazier.
Yeah. Lockie Taylor's going well tonight as well, up 9 spots. Like I said, this is a good little scrap we've got going on here. So let's have a look at the back. Slipstream's so strong here at this racetrack, especially in this configuration. You basically got a big long straight, even though it curves to the left, into a hairpin, and then another huge big long straight. So good overtaking opportunity. Look how long this straight is to be right on board with. Jorgen, let's Lockie Taylor, sorry. Let's check this out.
Yeah, so in the toe here, he's picked up the toe, which has given him a little edge over the guy who's challenging with. A bit wide, can get away with it on that corner, just. And then this is into the what they call the stadium section, which it narrows up. It's quite narrow, and it's a tricky little right left here, and then a double apex right, which is really, really hard. You've got to be patient because you need the exit.
Yep. You see him defending quite hard there as well. Sideways in the background was and Greg Bradley trying to get back into this now after a terrible start, almost banging wheels there with Ben Arthur, and then he goes wide over the curb. That would hurt in a real race car, but you get away with it in the sim world, and someone lost it. Peter Minute, I think, went around turn one as well. So that's a broken race car, and he'll have to limp back to the pits as well.
So Greg Bradley's already back into P7. That's not bad considering the spin on the turn one.
Yeah, he's on the charge.
P6 now. Was it? Yeah, P6 now, I think. Oh no, P7.
Good scrap back in the order a little bit here. This is also Dave Roberts coming back through, trying to regain something after his opening lap spin. Brent Johnson's there with him. Then Luke Hayden all in the mix here. Yeah, this car looking great. And here goes Dave Roberts in the tow now. Brent Johnson trying to get through. Doesn't seem to be able to have a crack just yet. I wonder if he's... Looks like he got everything fixed, and he didn't really hit anything, Roberts, in that opening spin. He just lost the back end and ended up in the middle of the racetrack.
Got hit by everybody else.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good. He's made a repair, and he's already back into P16 out of 30. So he's in the front half of the field already.
Here goes your race leader, Adam Simpson. The gap now 0.8 of a second already. Lap 5, 27 minutes to go in this race, and good overhead shot. This one just shows the distance that we cover at this racetrack, where it turns back around on itself. We'll throw the track map up just to give you an indication in a second what it sort of looks like here, because it's a picturesque circuit. I absolutely love it. Some huge grandstands here as well, and it'd be a great place to go and see motor racing live, I reckon.
Battle pack happening here between four cars there, so that's third, fourth, fifth and sixth. So that's Mort, Taylor, Smith and Bradley. They're all really, really on top of each other, pushing hard. So
good attack here from Smith.
Taylor, Smith, Bradley and Stella Bovics. Yeah, good battle. Now at the moment Taylor's sort of holding them off, but he's under some serious pressure with three of them. What he's going to hope is that they all get caught up with each other, fighting each other, and give them a chance to run away, which is what he's trying to do now.
And the tyres
been able to do that.
Yeah, the tyres are finally up to temp as well. It's a pity those three drivers at the front didn't let them settle in, give it a few laps, because that impatience to try and fly through turn one has cost them dearly in this race. But someone who's got away with it well and has now got the tyres up to temp in the Fishy Motorsport colours is Simpson. So Adam Simpson looking pretty comfortable here. Almost got the gap to a second over Ben now in the Team Racecraft Gold car. And then it's a further second and a little bit back to Sam Mort. Your top three separated by 2 seconds. So starting to gap out a little bit. There's another 2 and a bit seconds back to Taylor. As you said, the top three have been able to stretch away now and build this little bit of a lead.
It looks like Taylor's got that little bit of a, we've got more trouble at the hairpin, but Taylor got that looks like Dave Roberts back there in trouble again.
I'm trying to see, someone left some bits behind back there. I'm not sure if it was Roberts.
That is Dave. He's left his whole right-hand side pod by.
Oh, he has too. Look at that. I've never seen that come off like that.
With all the exhaust system there.
Very cool.
Yeah, so the Taylor's been able to sort of gap Bradley. He's got 2 seconds on him because he got a bit of a gap because those 3 or 4 guys were fighting tooth and nail, and that slows them all down. So Taylor's got that little bit of a break, and now he's out chasing Mort, but he's got a good 2 seconds to get to Mort as well.
Roberts stays out, so obviously that's not feeling too uncomfortable. Just to say that he goes well wide off the track.
Yeah, looks like possibly missing a bit of downforce.
Which would be good if it actually does take effect. Sometimes iRacing will graphically remove a part of the car, but not necessarily remove the associated downforce.
So now we're looking at where's our little countdown there? Look, 23 minutes to go, so probably another 10 minutes before we see most people heading for the pit lane.
On lap 1, you really need to hold those brakes.
So a couple of the new drivers you talked about, there's Leith, currently in 18th place, sorry 19th place, up 9 spots.
Yeah, I think I'm hearing Rue has given Dave Roberts a black flag for, or a drive-through penalty for causing the incident on lap 1.
Right.
And then I think Daniel Gomes has got one for towing without approval. So there's a couple of penalties coming out of race control there at the moment. There we go. And Andrew Lachlan for an unsafe re-entry causing an incident on lap 1. So, you know, when they've spun, they've had a big run. They're supposed to sit still, not move until all the cars are by. But by trying to rejoin, they occasionally pull in front of another car, cause another accident. So that's and then there's a penalty given for that.
Car 6-5, you have a 5-second penalty added to your time for causing incident on lap 1.
The race control boys have obviously been very busy.
Yeah.
They had about 4 or 5 penalties there, so they're on top of it. Here comes another one. That's the Daniel Gomes towing without approval.
Yep. Which is a rule in the rule book you got to follow.
Yeah, so what happens is when you have an accident, if the car is damaged, you actually have to call race control and say, request a tow, and they will tell you when you can tow. You can't just exit to the pits.
Yeah.
And there's a good battle side by side. Now, who's that? Leith McClymer? Just walked out, because the other car's got a little bit of a tow from the car in front, so he's been able to just use that tow, that slipstream, Andrew Lachlan, to sort of hold him off. But look at that great little move there.
Bit of smoke in front as well, I think, from Leith, who's just locking up a tyre.
Inside front. There's a bit of camber in that corner, and the inside front can get really quite light. And they're all like using this extra bit of road out here. There's a good bit of extra curving there.
Obviously no slowdown or penalties attached to that.
No. So has Adam Simpson. He's only got 0.7 of a second. So Ben Brazier is pulling him in slowly, or certainly putting some pressure on him. And Sam Mort's dropped back a little bit, but he's still there. So it'd be interesting to see whether Ben can use this tow, and if he can just get a little bit closer, he'll get into that tow, and then it'll be right on the back of him.
Yeah, it's been sitting around 9/10. Now it's down to 7, so he is slowly creeping up onto the back of him, but I'm not sure. Maybe Adam Simpson's also just holding back slightly. You can see well back in the background there's a good little battle on between 3 or 4 cars. We'll pick it up. I think it's this Alex. It is Stilbovics, and Caleb Dawson's in there as well, going wheel to wheel with Jorgen Smith. So good little battle. Oh, feisty little fight too for 6th place at the moment.
Yep. Alex has only joined the series recently, and he's had a couple of runs, and he's shown to be fantastic bit of driving.
So 20 minutes to go, lap 10 at the moment. Fuel stop's probably about 5 minutes away, and 1 compulsory stop required. Good shot there. You can see the sun just coming out now. The dynamic sky here in effect, iRacing, and just the commitment when they turn in. He's gone wide there, Andrew, but mega commitment just to throw it into the corner there at turn 1.
We lost the mirrors again this week, look.
Yeah, true.
They were back last week.
Oh. They come and go.
So
Leith McClymer there has been given a penalty for passing during safety car, so he's overtaken somebody under safety car conditions, which is a bit of a no-no.
Yep. Usually the other drivers will just call that out and you redress it, but obviously I'm not sure what's going on with there. How could you get that wrong?
old stager from the seasons back. Hasn't been with us for a season or so. Great to see Andrew back and out there having a good run. He's in the top 10 and sort of sitting there off the back of Smith, trying to pace himself. He'll be looking to make some gains during the pit stop. That's what Andrew's pretty cagey with his pit strategies. So expect to see him try and do something to get himself a couple of spots around pit stop time.
It has been a long time since we've seen him, hasn't it?
It has. Obviously, I think, you know, Hockenheim's a bit of a driver's favourite. A lot of the guys really like Hockenheim, so it's good to see them come out and join us.
Will Ben Roberts be here tonight? That's the big question.
I believe he is. He pre-qualified yesterday, although he wasn't super quick, but I think that was limited time. So he just came in, did some laps, got himself into the gold split, as I understand. So hopefully he'll be around tonight.
Very good. Shepherd and McClimate having a battle here. Wayne Shepherd and Leaf wheel to wheel, no contact. That's nice, clean racing and job done there for Leaf, who gets back into 16th now, up 12 positions in the 317 car. So all the cars here are identical, of course, identical setups. Comes down to the driver's skill in this series, and big thanks to our sponsors as well, Racecraft Simulations. We got a new video to show at the halftime for them, which is great. Looking forward to that. Actually haven't seen it yet. I was downloading it for the first 3 minutes of this broadcast. And can't wait for that. So halftime we'll crack that new video out for Racecraft Simulations. Big thanks to Lovely Stickers as well, and VRS. They've got a competition tonight, and the code word's in the description, so go stick that code word in and get yourself involved. The last person to sign up was Chris Barnes and Drew and Bailey Evans. So we'll be drawing the winner at the end of this series, round 10. So get your competition in as soon as possible.
Now, I just looked at the pre-qualifying results, and in gold, Ben Roberts has qualified. He was 20th quickest in pre-qualifying, which is very unlike Ben. So that says to me he's had very, very little time. He just set a time to get himself here for tonight.
Yeah, either that or he's just put lots of sandbags in.
Never count him out. Now here we've got Lockie Taylor's actually caught Sam Mort, dragged him in, and now he's got past him, and now he's going to set off after the front two. So Lockie must be doing some really nice little times there, because he was a couple of seconds back, and he's managed to pull Sam Mort in and make that pass.
Lovely to look down this big long straight. You can just see
beautiful, isn't it?
Cars glistening way back towards the hairpin. It's what would that be? A kilometre and a bit?
Have no idea.
Looks like the sort
It's
of place
a long way.
I would love to take my motorbike and do a top speed run and leave Spike Goddard in his tracks, who's watching tonight. And hello, Spike.
Years ago I went to Hockenheim and went there for the Formula 2 race back in the 80s, and it was on the old circuit, on the full old circuit. It was superb.
Yeah,
absolutely. Right. Watching with Mike Thackwell in the Roll Honda, Jonathan Palmer, and then you had all the March BMW F2s back in the day. Fantastic days of Formula 2. It was fabulous. Great place. The Coliseum, or the stadium section, I think that it's unbelievably big. The amount of people it can seat, I believe it seats nearly 1 million people.
Wow.
It's massive, because you'd see it in the background. It is massive. When you go there, you go, oh my God, it's just stadium everywhere in typical German fashion. There's a hotel and a bar and everything all built inside the grandstands, and where you can stay there, and so it's a very cool place.
I still remember as a kid watching F1 here and way out into the trees, and it just used to go so far, didn't it? Then there was a couple of chicanes through memory, and then it would come back again.
Yep.
And
it was here that Jimmy Clark was killed.
Yeah, okay.
In F2 race.
I'm sure it was also here that there was a crazy man running down the middle of the straight.
Yes, I think that could be right.
I'm going to Google it quickly while we're here. Give it a Googs.
No, there was one in London, or two in Silverstone. I think they had two in eventually.
Car
Same
23
idiot
requesting
twice.
tow.
But I think, yeah, you might be right. It
Sounds like
may have
2-3.
happened here as well.
I'm sure it's. I'm sure it was here where. Oh, who knows? I was thinking
Ben
where.
Brazier's
taken
got
that.
this down under half a second, so he's
Under
now
second.
well and truly into the toe of Simpson, and he's certainly going to make a challenge for the
20.
lead. So I think we've had Sam Mort's back into third place. So Lockie Taylor, I'm going to guess he made his pit stop.
Car 50 in the pits and retiring.
Bert's retiring, so he's just called up that he's out for the night. As far as pit stops go, we can see that Brant Johnson has already stopped.
Has Lockie Taylor stopped?
Gavin Lynn's Lockie Taylor has not stopped, no.
So what happened to Lockie Taylor? Because he's now back in 12th. He just passed Sam Morton for
Enjoy the
third
night,
place.
mate.
Yeah, he's had a spin or a crash. Let's have a quick look on a replay now.
Thanks anyway, mate. My fault for keeping the pit limit on. Pit
Here he is. Let's see what happens here.
It's a very tricky little bit of road.
Gets up on the curb, the sausage curb.
Oh, nice bit of avoidance by Sam Morton. Then he got caught there because he can't rejoin because all the cars coming through. So he's backed her up. Done a good job.
Leaves a couple of 11s and gets out of there.
What a pity after all his hard work and he was doing so well. Anyway, it happens.
So back live, like I say, 0.6 of a second now. He's well within towing distance here of Adam Simpson as we head towards the pit stop window. And speaking of pit stop window, I think it's still broken. Yep.
Sorry, it is on 24.
Broken window over.
The broken window.
You've got- So there are people diving into the pits at the moment, sort of random ones. So we can see Daniel Gomes there has just jumped in, so he's 19th place, but he's taking his pit stop. So who's the leading guy who's made their pit stop?
That would be, as we throw the pit count up on the throw the pit stop count up on the screen right now. And your leading pit stop is Johnson.
I'm a pest, aren't I? Andrew
Brant
Johnson. See,
No, Brant
now-
Johnson.
Brant Johnson. Okay, we've got too many Johnsons.
Brant Johnson and Nins have both stopped, so they can now go to the end of the race.
Yeah, so that's interesting. See how they go. So I don't know how far off the lead they are at the moment.
678, even drive through penalty for
Now it was the 2000 German Grand Prix. I'm not 100% sure it was at. Would it have been the long track in 2000?
I have no idea. I'd be guessing.
Just to get back to my story.
I would think 2000. I don't know. Because I think they changed it after Didier Pironi's incident. That's the long circuit.
Yeah, so there's the guy that ran across the racetrack, and he was actually a disgruntled Mercedes employee who had just got the sack, and he decided to.
It was Toto.
He decided to jump out onto the racetrack, and there you go. My memory from 23 years ago is not too bad.
Pretty good, Luke. Pretty good. And 23 years ago, I was saying, yeah, 20. It could probably still be the long track. That certainly looked like the long track to me. The long track was magnificent.
I'm sure someone will
Mate.
correct me if I'm wrong.
Amazing test of engines because they sit on full noise for so long.
So still Simpson leading, Brazier second, Sam Mort third. There's a battle with Greg Bradley here down the order further. Ethan McClement, who's made a stop, is still on the charge here. He's 13th place. Good job. And he's going to get a few more spots here because Brad Johnson has gone around. Andrew Johnson's also around. It's a Johnson off the track. Johnson's
everywhere.
Johnson and Johnson.
Now, that's a real pity because Brant Johnson, I was just looking, he was only 15 seconds off the lead and he made his pit stop. All he had to do was keep it straight. He would have been in the lead after everybody pitted.
Let's have a look at the replay on that. So Brant, I'm not sure if they got together or they did it at separate parts of the track, but here's replay first of all of Brant, Sandgroper Sim Racing.
He's done it all himself.
That was odd. He just lost the back end very early.
Yep.
And at the same time as he went around, the other Johnson was doing this. Very
Johnson
odd.
and John.
Very odd. Slipping on some Johnson and Johnson.
They're a right pair of Johnsons, weren't they?
Oh, back to it. So 9 minutes to go. 9 and a bit minutes to go.
It's a
Simpson.
pity because they were both going so well. That is a real pity because they were both going really, really well, and especially as I
Brazier in.
said, Brent's on 15 seconds off the lead. So we've got Brazier in, but Simpson's not. So this will be interesting to see whether he can make an early pit stop and do the undercut.
And you're unboxing this lap.
I like Sam Mort's car. It looks really nice. Nice, fresh, blue and white. Looks really fresh on track. And then Dawson's moved up into third. That's him on the tail now, I imagine. Yeah, Caleb Dawson there, right on the tail, and he's actually gone past Sam Mort. It looked like Sam
Mort didn't really
want
fight,
to.
did he?
Didn't really want to play ball.
Someone's just gone straight ahead down at the.
Oh, look out.
And made contact with Dawson, was it? So the car that spun.
Very close.
Dawson's not happy as well. The car that came
No,
back on the
he's
track
not.
has just gone straight into the side of him. So just picking up who that car is, we'll just skip forward to. It's not going to pick it up for me. So now they get through on the lap car, and they're both checking the steering there. But yeah, that's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't think he knew they were there. I think he was having a moment at the
It was
hip and
Peter.
didn't realise they were there.
Pete Minute, who's had a couple of little
Yep.
offs tonight, and now both those drivers getting out of the pit
both
lane.
those guys are pretty late entry there from Sam Mort, but he made it in the pit lane. Not quite as late as who was it that did the really late one like that? Kimmy or something at some stage.
Didn't Hamilton do it here and got away with it?
Yeah,
In the
of course he
rain?
got away with it.
Always gets away with it.
Yeah, bit like Mark Marquez, hey,
Oh boy,
get away with anything.
let's not even go there.
No,
Under
no,
investigation, Peter Minute for causing an incident with Caleb Dawson. That's what we just saw
Yeah.
a minute ago.
Yes, no, that scared me watching that on the weekend. That was really, really dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
He's done it so many times and they just let him get away with it. But anyway. So now we've got Simpson out in front. Brazier's 2.8 seconds back. Dawson's in third. But he's 9 seconds off the leaders.
Yep.
Did Simpson go in the pits yet or not?
Yeah, he's been in. So he's in the same time as everyone else. So
Okay, so
It's-
he made a pretty good jump out of that.
yeah, we'll have a look at the time and stop time. That might tell a little bit of a story of why it was. So 23.3 stationary, 25.7, so 2 seconds quicker than everyone else.
Yeah.
Basically in the pit lane. Whether or not he's saved enough is another story, but that's where he's jumped forwards.
Yep.
So it's more spread out than I thought it would be, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think the incidents have done that, Luke. That, yeah, the amount of incidents have really broken the field up. You've got quite a few lap cars and people trying to come through the field, and so there we've got Lockie Taylor just been overtaken by that Pete Manette. I think he may have just been overtaken, so that must be unlapping himself.
Yep. He's got some speed when he's got it pointing in the right direction.
He's getting away from him there. Now, that's car 9.
Brent Johnson back there with
That's Brent Johnson coming back
and Ben
through.
Johansson, Lockie Taylor's in this as well.
Yeah.
Lockie Taylor, who we saw make that error and spin around all by himself, now back into 12th place, and Ben Johansson, just behind in 13th.
So Johnson's back up to 11th. That's not bad considering. He's having a good run back through the field, and poor old Simpson's having quite a nice lonely little race out there, isn't he?
Yeah.
I suppose he's not going to be complaining.
Turn the relative on and just tick the boxes.
Yeah. But we'll watch that gap, because it's only 2.3 seconds. It's not far.
Blanket approval on the toe, so
Well,
we won't see any more
only got
safety
5
cars.
minutes. I only got 5 minutes. Mind you, only takes one little mistake.
But no more safety cars, which is a good thing.
There's a post-race review there on Pete Manette for an unsafe re-entry again. So there's been a few of those tonight. I think it's just a bit of a nature of the competitiveness and people, you know, very keen to do well.
Mm.
So Bradley's back up to 4th. That's been a long night and a hard drive for him. So from pole right back down to almost the back of the field and right back up through to 4th. So he's had a put on a good performance to get himself back there, and back in front of Sam Mort. So he's chasing Dawson now, but I think the gap's probably too much. He's not going to get himself back on the podium unless somebody makes a mistake, I don't think.
Yeah, 16 seconds to top 5 spread. That's pretty unique for this series. I don't think it'll be that big in goal. We'll wait and see. But
no, I think gold will be a lot closer. And hopefully they all saw that first corner.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got to give it the 2 laps or so just to get these tyres up to 10 before you can start throwing it round.
It's not just the cold tyres there, it's the curbs on the exit of that too. So once you get a little bit wide on the cold tyres, you hit those curbs and it unsettles the car as well. So just an awkward first corner. These guys are still battling hard. So is that car 26, isn't it? 26?
Ben Arthur 26.
Yeah, so these guys are actually battling for position. This is an absolute knock 'em down fight. And with Brad Johnson in it as well. So you've got Johnson, Taylor and Ben Arthur, and they have been going, you know, ding dong at each other all the way there. Very, very, very tough fight, and they're battling there for a top 10 finish, because that's 10, 11 and 12, so somebody's going to get their top 10 finish. At the moment Ben Arthur's got his both hands on it.
Yeah, he's doing well, isn't he? And you know, your Simpson at the front has just looked cool, calm, collected. The gap is coming down now. Remember, he had a shorter pit stop than anyone else, so is he going to run into some fuel trouble?
And Ben Brazier's definitely hauling him in. Now here we've had Brant Johnson had a bit of a bad exit from the hairpin, which has put Lockie Taylor all over the back of him again. So Lockie down the inside.
Oh, banging wheels.
Gone wide, try and get the run, get the over and under. Lockie's got him covered at the moment. That's some good racing. So they're fighting. This is fighting this hard for 11th place.
Pretty decent, isn't it?
Oh, and now Lockie.
Oh, sideways too. Massive sideways moment there.
It's Brad Johnson, whoever's back through again. That's fantastic racing. So they are ding dong at him.
So
he's back in the tow again. He's got a great run out of turn 1. He's going to have another go down in turn 2. Back on him again. Brant Johnson's going to try and get the run out of here, get speed. He's got the big long straight, and he's already back past him. So now these guys are going to run side by side all the way down to the hairpin.
And this is for 11th place.
This is for 11th place. Thank Christ they're not fighting for first.
Now I'm just trying to see. We've got 32 seconds to go. I don't think we can get another lap in here because Adam Simpson.
I hope so.
Where's Adam
no.
Simpson?
Brant Johnson's gone round on the exit of the hairpin there. We just saw him lose the back end coming out of the hairpin. So he hasn't lost any positions, or he's lost one position. That's a pity, because he was really giving Lockie his battle with Lockie Taylor was fantastic. Now Taylor is 2.3 seconds off Arthur. So can he come back and try and make back that position now?
Well, I don't
Did we
think
get
so.
white?
We
Did
got
we get a
white.
white flag?
Yeah, last lap
We
of
got
the
a
race.
white.
So Gavin Inns has driven well tonight too. There he is, P8, up 11 spots. So yeah, not a bad effort at all.
Yeah, nice, quiet achiever tonight. He's just driven. We haven't seen much of him. Stayed out of trouble, put in good laps, and is going to get a good little finish out of that.
But we should give some airtime to this guy, Adam Simpson. What a drive. It's looked pretty comfortable, even though the gap's come down significantly in the last couple of laps. I think he's just pacing himself to bring it across the line with the smell of an oily rag keeping him going. But that's what it's about, you know. You take that risk on pit stop. He was 2 seconds quicker than most of the other competitors around him. Got that jump of 2 seconds out of the pit, hasn't looked back, and can just control it now to the line. And it's a convincing victory for him. It'll push him into goal for next week. And well, put your hands together. It's a ripper of a job, and he should take a bow as he takes the win of round number 8 here of the F3A Euro Series, thanks to Racecraft. And it's a great win to him. Brazier gets second place, and Caleb Dawson, he's going to come home and take the final step of the podium with a good P3, so the 16. Great drive by Caleb as well. Started third and finished as third. Holds position, which you know, a lot of the guys didn't end up doing.
And Greg Bradley there in fourth. Another guy we haven't mentioned really tonight was Jurgen Smith there in seventh. He's had a real, again, like Nims, a really clean, neat race. Constantly, consistent lapping, and has got a great finish out of it.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to get the drivers straight in for a chat tonight. So without further ado, let's see if they get to the box within the 30 seconds they were allocated tonight. I put the hard word on them and said, you got to get here straight away, because we've got to get to the gold server a little bit quicker than we have the last couple of weeks. And we do have this cool new video to play too from Racecraft. So we'll just wait for Adam Simpson to come across. As soon as the results are made available too from iRacing, we'll stick them up on the screen. It could take a minute or two for them to come across, but let's bring over our race winner now for a chat. And congratulations,
Well done, everyone.
Adam. That was a great drive, mate. You got to be pretty stoked with that.
That was a pretty good race. I don't know how I survived turn one there. It was like, what the hell's going on here? And sort of done the Days of Thunder, just followed the smoke and middle.
It would have been like parting the sea there, mate. You saw the top three spin around. What's your first reaction to that, other than to hold on to your hats and try not to hit them?
Yeah, righto. What the heck is going on here?
Do you straight away think at that point, though, I can win this now?
No, not really, because I've been there. He was pretty quick. He qualified quicker than me, and I was thinking he's going to give me a run for the money, that's for sure.
Well, great racing, mate, and good work, Ben, as well, P2. Right at the end there, you're just starting to catch up. Were you hopeful you could have got him on the last couple of laps?
You know, I screwed up in the pit stop a little bit, and I definitely thought I had the pace today, and you know, just a bit short, but otherwise Adam was pretty competitive on the pace, I must say. So yeah, it was good battle with him.
Yeah, great work. And Caleb, good to see you on the podium as well. Great drive, man.
Yeah, look, first corner wasn't great. I seemed to do that, I get into my own head and spin by myself, but well on to the top two, I did really well.
Good job. So the top three, if you can do some thank yous to sponsors or just family or people you want to shout out to. Start with you, Adam. Who would you like to thank?
First off, I've never given her a shout out, but I've got to give one to the wife. She sits here beside me. She changes me tyres and fuel and stuff.
What a legend.
She's a friggin' awesome crew chief. And then second off, the Fishy Motorsport crew, great bunch of fellas, whatnot. West End Motor Group, Adrenaline Images, Infinity Design, Precision Sim Training, and Arley Beach Battery Warehouse.
Very nice. You got yourself a keeper there, mate. Well done to yourself and the wife. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
And Ben, P2, who would you like to thank?
I would like to thank John from Racecraft Simulations, just putting on the whole thing, especially sponsoring the gold team. It was a bit unfortunate I didn't make it into gold today, but yeah, just big thanks to John for hosting this for us all.
Well done, mate. And then Caleb, finally, who would you like to thank, mate?
Sorry, I got Jacob Perez, my best mate, and I got my partner, Gemma Renova. Look, Wide Bay Hobby Farm Services, and Surefire Security Group.
Well done. Well, that's your top three for silver. We're heading off to gold any second now. So Adam Simpson, congratulations on the win, mate. Ben Brazier, P2, and Caleb Dawson, your top three for tonight's silver race. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Thanks for putting on the event and stuff. Well done.
You're welcome, mate. As we, Dave, I'm going to obviously leave you for a couple of minutes. We're going to play this new Racecraft clip and see what it's all about.
I'm just firing up gold.
Awesome, mate. We'll be back with you soon.
Cheers.
Yep, maybe not. Come back to that in a sec.
Gee, that was quick.
That was quick. I'll be there in a sec.
At Racecraft Simulations, we always strive to innovate and bring the newest products to our customers to get the best racing simulation experience possible. But when the time comes where John, our leader, wants a brand new simulator rig for his home use, we step things up a notch. Introducing the new Racecraft Simulations Stage 7 Full Motion Racing Simulator. Of course, what we know to be the most important features in your sim racing experience is the ergonomics and touch points when you're in the rig. Starting things off underneath your feet, a set of SimTag Tilton hydraulic pedals right beneath your feet. They provide the ultimate feedback and that stiff hydraulic pedal feel that you come to expect from a rear-end race car. Up to the steering now, and a SimuCube Pro 2 wheelbase for providing all of that extra feedback and that hard detail that you need from the car, all driving a custom SimCore OMP GT wheel, of course with a SimCore extension and a HRS quick release. Shifting, if you like your stick shifters, done through a Jinx shifter, custom engraved with John's Racecraft logo as well, and you find yourself seated in a Racetech 4119 bucket seat. This is the ultimate in what you can park your backside in your sim rig. Of course, that's got a custom wrap on the designed by RSW Graphics, a set of Sparco Endurance 5-point harnesses and the seatbelt tensioner device. What many people consider to be the most important part of your racing simulator, we spared no expense. Right here in the graphics, we've gone for true 4K monitors driven by the latest NVIDIA 4090 graphics card. Starting off with the chassis on the Stage 7 setup, we've got the Racecraft RKS 2.5R. This is the medium ground, the most common chassis we sell to our customers, with a great amount of legroom and accessibility to get in and out of the rig, plus the R for all the upgraded hardware for that premium experience. That is sitting on top of 4 150mm logical actuators. They simulate the body roll on each corner of the car. That is sitting on top of a separate frame with 2 traction loss actuators. They're 200mm logical actuators, one front, one rear, and then of course in the middle a surge actuator for the fore and aft movement of the car while driving. Bolted into the chassis as well, we do have 5 butt kicker advanced modules, 2 in the front directly underneath the pedal deck to simulate all the rumblings and haptics at the front end of the car that happen underneath your feet, and then 3 underneath the seat at the back. The accessories, those little 1%ers that finish off the immersion and experience while you're in the Racecraft Stage 7 rig. We start off with the Logitech 5.1 surround sound system for that ultimate audio immersion, completely wrapping around you while you're racing. A dash display thanks to Grid Engineering, the Porsche DDU10 display, joined up right next to the SimPush Race Logic timer that gives you that little extra experience like what you'd expect inside a GT car. Button box duties from the Racebox button box with an Elgato Stream Deck display as well, and then the Racecraft fan kit. 2 fan vents in the front to keep you nice and cool while driving, and then a 3rd fan blowing the ducting to the back of the Racetech seat to keep you cool for those long stints in the rig. The new Stage 7 from Racecraft Simulations, the new flagship going beyond racing simulation.
Back for part 2 of the evening, and we are in qualifying. 3 minutes to go here. Josh Banks has put it on pole position at the moment. Rob Bowden is in P2 as he closes up onto the back of Banks' time, and you've got Josh Fitt as well, P3, Mitchinson P4, and Tyson Broad, your top 5 with just under 3 to go. So it's pretty tight at the front. Once again, a tenth of a second covers the top 5 cars, and anyone can still steal this away from Banks. Look at that, Bowden's now gone within 2 1/1000ths of a second. That is super tight at the top. And welcome back, Dave. We've got a few returning drivers here. Daniel Yeaman's out there tonight as well. He's qualified, and Benjamin Roberts might have pre-qualified 20th. He's currently sitting in P7, 1/10 off the pace.
Yeah, and I'm seeing like the top nearly 30 cars within a half a second of pole.
Pretty crazy.
That is crazy competitive. Well, if you look there, yeah, there's 20 cars and there's 0.3 of a second between the top 20 cars.
Yeah, incredible. We'll get rid of the music. We'll turn the sound of the cars up. The number 1 on the Benjamin Roberts front nose cone indicates he is the reigning champion of this series. So he needs a good result tonight. He missed a couple of weeks. He's lost his lead in the championship now, and he needs to climb back up to the top.
It's amazing. Just a couple of weeks out, doing other things, and yeah, that edge disappears, and Ben would normally be sitting on that pole. You almost guarantee he'd be in the top 3. Now there he is in 7th, which is not a long way back, but not very much like Ben. Now I'm also noticing that Bailey Evans, who was the winner last week with us, Bailey's actually back in 12th place at the moment. So that's he was the winner last time out, so he's got a bit of work to do tonight.
Yeah, we just saw Ricky Provenzali's going to get a rear of grid start position too, so he'll start from the back tonight. They're already dishing out penalties, and we haven't even started the race.
Yeah, because in qualifying here, if you go off or you crash and you tow to the pits, you're out of qualifying. That's it. It's just like the real world. You knock a wheel off in qualifying, you're out. You can't tow it back, get the car repaired and go back out into qualifying. So anyone that tows during qualifying, you're over, and if you go out again, you're back at the grid start. So there, I'm looking at Bailey Evans. He's 13th at the moment, so last week's winner, so interesting.
So Damien Cairns just escaped that car. Are you allowed to do that or not?
You're allowed to do it as long as he doesn't go back out again.
Right, okay. So the escape rule doesn't count for... okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So Will Ryan's gone P7 as well currently, and Evans is off the track. Who else is down there at the moment? Marcus Kaniska's back tonight, 23rd, chasing his teammate here for a slight bit of a tow, and a couple of drivers yet to really put in a time that's probably up with their ability. Down the back, Mazoka's down in 32nd place.
Mazoka had a fantastic drive last week, so it'll be interesting to see if he can come through from the back this week.
Yeah, also, whoa, what's happening there? Bit of a spin off there. There's Paul Rogers and Daniel Byrne once again out there tonight.
A couple of new names in here I'm seeing too. Again, Harry Lawrence, new to the series.
There's one of the Kittens racing cars. P14 at the moment for Daniel Byrne. So it's Fastlane Esports on top with Joshua Banks, Tanked SRT P2 with Rob Bowden and Josh Fitt for simrigs.com DPR. Rounding out your top 3 as we must be pretty close now to pulling the flag here. The checker flag is out for the end of qualifying.
Dan Yeaman there back in 15th, Luke.
It's a fair way back for Dan, yep. Yeah,
Long way back for Dan.
we've seen him win races, I suppose.
Dan, great job there, 11th.
Yep. Tiago behind.
9th.
He's going to have some work to do.
The game just jumped up another level, didn't it?
Roberts has got a couple of greens here, though. Just wait for this lap to finish here for Roberts. He's 1/10 off. Doesn't improve.
Luke Mitchinson there in 4th place is new to the series tonight as well. That's a pretty good debut, isn't it? In something as competitive as this, to come out and be 0.06 of a 600ths of a second off pole and be 4th place first night out. That's a pretty good job. So hats off to Luke Mitchinson. Great qualifying.
Yeah, he's got the number 4 on the car, and he's going to start from P4, so that's very decent.
Looks like he needs some sponsors.
It's a plain-looking race car, but still, they're a beautiful shape, these F3 cars, and we shouldn't be far away now from going down to the grid for this, the gold server, the best of the best. 50-minute race.
There in 5th.
Yeah, Snackachengi. So 50-minute race, 1 pit stop required. And let's head down now and go through that grid order as we start to line up and get set for a race start. For round number 8 of the F3A Racecraft Euro Series here tonight, live from Hockenheim, and this is your starting order. In the order they qualify, Josh Banks will start from pole position. Rob Bowden starts alongside him. And then in the second row of the grid, Josh Fitt, Luke Mitchinson starts from 4th place with Jack Marra and Tyson Broad rounding out your top 6. Will Ryan will start from 7th place tonight with Michael Katajar in 8th place. Benjamin Roberts, our reigning champion, 9th on the grid. Alex Court starts alongside him. Damien Cairns, great qualifying in 11th tonight with Nick Buttrell next to him in P12. Over the page, 13th on the grid, Craig Anspach with Bailey Evans alongside him. Daniel Byrne starts from the 8th row tonight alongside Daniel Yeaman. Watch for those guys trying to sneak their way through the field. Thiago Macedo down in 17th place with Luke Fitt alongside him. Paul Rogers and Reese McGetz will start 20th on the grid, halfway down the order. Trent Gostley, 21st place. Lee Hardy will start from 22nd. Brad Wooten and Marks Kanitzka round out your top 24. The next page of the grid, 25th, will be Scott Barjan with Harrison Lillis. And Kalen Arthur starts 27th with Robbie Griffiths alongside him in 28th. Then it's Anthony Mazzoka, 29th. David Gallo down in 30th place. Chris Barnes, Jacob Mabry off 32nd on the grid. John Nikoloff and John Baldwin down in 33rd and 34th. Then it's Ricky Provenzali, end of line penalty for him tonight with Ty Swanepoel as well. 36th on the grid. 37th goes into the order of Stephen Cassidis. Jared Steen will start from 38th. Tyler Blackburn and Harry Lawrence down there at the rear of the field. Lockie Capel in the safety car. That's your grid for the best of the best, the top 40 drivers here in Australia for F3 Racing. And let's get set to do battle here from Hockenheim for round number 8 of the F3A Formula Racing Group Series. Thanks to Racecraft Simulations and lovely stickers and VRS, of course. Make sure you got your code word in tonight for VRS, and you'll got a chance in about 2 weeks' time to win yourself a $99 US package. And all you got to do is fill out a form, click the description click the link in the description, fill out your name, and Bob's your uncle. You've got yourself a $100 package from VRS. Pretty easy. If you haven't done it, why the hell not?
I can hear Roo running the riot act on the driver briefing on the grid.
Let's have a listen.
Everything's sticky. Race hard, be awesome, and good luck.
All right, so Josh Banks grids up now.
His main issue was, if you see smoke in turn 1, lift off.
Big field of cars. It stretches right around the final turn here at Hockenheim. Well, like Dave just said and Roo said in the briefing, let's hope we get through turn 1. If you see smoke, back off, because chances are you're going to have a multi-car collision, and it all happens very quickly. The acceleration of these cars is very decent. By the time you get to turn 1, you're going to be all over the cars in front of you. So we get set now for a start. Wait for the green light here and watch the 40 drivers in this F3A Gold Series getaway. There it is. Good start at the front. No wheel spin at all. Look at that nice clean getaway. Beautiful job. And that's what we wanted to see. Down through turn 1 we go. So far so good. No tyre screeching in the background. A couple of cars go over the curb, and we've got a couple off in the foreground there. There's someone's rear wing going down the track. It wasn't, did I see Daniel Yeaman tied up in that? Josh Banks.
That was Dan Yeaman sitting the wrong way in the
Yeah, Yeaman's out. He's to the back of the grid and he's straight on to race control. We've got spinners as well.
Around there.
Yeah, Damien Cairns is one of them. Cairns has gone around in the middle of all that. He's dropping to the back of the order. Wow.
Nice bit of driving Damien there. He sat on the brakes, make sure he didn't get hit. Quick little spin. And he's a little busy.
He's devastating. Drops right to the back of the pack.
Copy 30, copy 7.
Meanwhile, out in front, Josh Banks leads. And once again, we've just got a lag on this overlay. We'll give it another refresh for you folks at home. Try and get this sorted tonight. I'm not sure why it's lag city. It is Josh Banks on your screen, not Damien Cairns, and he's leading at the moment over Rob Bowden, who's got Jack Marra for company right behind him. Behind Marra, you've got Josh Fitt, and then further back, Roberts has made up 2 positions off the start. As we see under investigation, Tiago for a contact with Daniel Yeaman at the start of the race. We'll see if we can get ourselves a replay of that shortly and to see exactly what happened to Daniel at turn 1. So here it is. This is the run down towards turn 1. Watch Daniel Yeaman, centre of your picture. And where's the contact going to be made? He backs off. They're 4 wide into there. And, ooh.
Oh, he just got clipped from behind, yep. Look, everyone's done a really good job of avoiding him, sitting in the middle of the road.
There's someone's bits left behind down in the gravel trap there as well, so not ideal for whoever lost their rear wing and I think their front wing as well. Meanwhile, Roberts under attack here from Luke Mitchinson, who you spoke about in qualifying. He's done a really good job. Now he's fighting with the reigning champion for 6th place.
Another newcomer there's Michael Cuttajar. He's new to the series tonight, so yeah, we've got a couple of new guys right up the front, which is mixing the whole game up. So 3 wide here, 3 wide. Roberts on the inside, Ryan on the outside, and he gives away. Murchison's hanging in there, fighting for it. He's going to have the inside line now into the next left-hander, so he should be able to hang on. Ben's going to hang there on the outside. Now we've got a left and another right, and I think Ben will do it because the next double right you really can't go too wide through there. So he's got onto it, but I'm sure it's not over yet.
That's why Roberts is a reigning champ. Gee, he put in a big fight there, and I'll tell you what, Luke Mitchinson, after all that, his livery's just landed on the car by the looks of things, and that car looks much better now.
For his livery, I think, mate. But I've got to say, both of them beautiful driving, gave each other space. That was really nice to see.
Yeah.
Now Luke's looking to sit into the toe here, get a run, and see if he can get down the inside of him, down to the hairpin.
Jack Marra's on the charge too. Check this out. He goes to around the outside of Rob Bowden. Says, thank you very much. I'll take away that 2nd position from you right now.
Could say chipping away at the lead there.
Like it. So he's leading the championship, obviously, coming into this round. So Jack Marra, he's got a real chance with only a few rounds to go to take this out. And the lead at the moment is just on 82 points over Bailey Evans. Rob Bowden 3rd in the championship. Reese Maget's now 4th in the championship. And then Paul Rogers. You've got to go all the way down to, I think it's 6th place to find Benjamin Roberts in this championship.
Now, Bailey Evans there, who last week's winner, he's come up from 18th. He's now running 10th. So that's a good stage, mate. A good start there.
Well, Bailey's P2 in the championship now as well. So 82 points behind Marra. He needs to get forward here and engage with Jack and try and beat him tonight. Obviously, if he wants a chance of winning this title.
I think he's hoping Jack might get involved in somebody else's accident. That's what he'd be hoping for.
Well, Jack's
he really needs Jack to get up a DNF or a low point score, and for him to go well to get right back on him and put the pressure on for the series. Well,
he's disappeared a few times tonight, so hopefully you don't get the commentator's curse, because he could very well be having some internet dramas and disappear out of contention for this race. Behind him, Bowden once again having another look, but then backing off, saving some fuel. Further back, Mitchinson still challenging Roberts here. And then I want to go back further to Daniel Byrne here and Alex Court. And I think it's Harrison Lillis in there as well. There's a good little fight over 12th place. But Trill's on the back of them too. Then Trent Gosley, Lee Hardy and Scotty Barge. And then further back, Kalen Arthur Ooh, banging wheels there, I think, with Swanepoel. And then Tyler Blackburn with Daniel Yeaman in front of him. Daniel's back into 28th now and has to really push. He'll be hoping for a safety car at some point tonight to get himself back in the mix here.
Yes, the big thing here is they got that big long run down to the hairpin, and if you do a big late dive down and get through the hairpin, you ruin the exit, and then everybody who was behind you goes past you up the next straight. So it's quite strategic just where you want to overtake. You, in some cases, you're better off sort of sitting behind the guy, getting a run out of the hairpin, and try and get a run up to the stadium and get past on that straight rather than the first one. So this layout requires patience and a bit of thought as to where and when you overtake people.
Yeah, good words. Oh, that was close. Patril almost in the back of court. And that's cooked his entry, which is going to hurt him on the exit. And now he's going to have Daniel Byrne all over the back of him. And look at Trent Gosley as well, trying to find his way through. He's going to try and get a 2-for-1 deal here. We're right on board with him.
He's going to box the kitten in behind, so he's boxed one car in behind, and he's going to try and get a run down here. He's backed off.
Oh, someone real late under brakes. Alex Court, I think it was. Oh, there's a car in the fence down there as well. Oh, wow. So...
And then someone else ran the wrong way, trying to get out of the way of the cars coming through.
I'll tell you who's not impressed with that, this guy.
He's a bit blurry. Have I been drinking?
We didn't want to focus too much because he wasn't impressed at all. Josh Banks out in front, 0.8 of a second now. They got away with that without a safety car, but surely at some point tonight we're going to see a full course caution.
Rob Bowden right on the edge with half the outside wheel in the dirt. That was not leaving much margin there at all. He's absolutely going for it.
He's been pushing hard and he's had some good results. He's also had some terrible luck this series, but he's on for podium tonight if he can just continue this form.
Yeah, looking a little bit ragged for Rob at the moment. He's clipped a couple of curbs there, bounced the car across the road. It's not like Rob, he's usually super smooth. So, you can see he's actually just pushing it beyond the limit, trying to get... He really wants his second place.
Yep.
And he can see the leader's not very far away. He really wants to get in front. He can see a chance of a win here.
Yeah, and here's Nick and Gosley once again. Nick Patrill and Trent Gosley. They continue to scrap.
A bit of a touch
there.
there.
And contact behind too. Was that BERGHAIN and Marcus Knitska, I think, getting together?
You can't help when you're coming down into a hairpin three abreast. You're going to occasionally get a little touch of the cars.
Yep.
There's a big battle pack there with the four in front of these guys. So Knitska, who's in front of him is BERGHAIN, Hardy, Byrne and Gosley. They're fighting very, very hard there.
Good high shots here, just showing how closely these guys are following too.
Back there.
It's not easy to follow this closely in one of these cars.
No, very, very hard with the high speed corners like this one. You really got to be, your margin for error is very, very small. So to have a car in front blocking your view makes it pretty hard to nail it. There's a dive down the inside, but he hasn't quite made it, and he slowed himself up, and then the guy behind's gone straight past around the outside.
Yep. So you got to wonder if guys like Daniel Yeaman enjoy the challenge of being so far back. And there he is. He's still got a smile on his face, even though he's
got no challenge ahead, hasn't he? He'll have some fun tonight trying to get through the pack and overtake people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe the frustration of being taken out quickly subsides and the challenge becomes amazing and you can try and push forward. He's already worked his way back to 25th place. At one point he was, I think, 37th. So, he's chipping away there.
And, he's not going for the championship because he has a few other things on. He can't always make it, so he's not really a championship contender. So Daniel's just here to enjoy his racing, and mate, I reckon he's going to enjoy it tonight.
And of course, I think his brother's got the new soldering iron out, working on some of the train set too. So that's pretty exciting.
There you go.
Back towards the front. Here's Jack Mara for
Bowden's right on the back of Mara, but he just can't quite get close enough to make a move.
Snackachangi DSR, one of our teams that continues to give, and another team that's always giving and giving us some great shots along the way is the guys from Area 51, of course, and they've got their cameras tonight. You can see Alex Court there, top left, Nick Petrill top right, and Scotty Barjan in the middle at the bottom there, all putting their best efforts in tonight and giving us full access to their webcams. There's Nick on your screen right now, top right of your screen. So he's in this little fight for 16th place and having to work hard. Oh, we've got a spinner there. Robbie Griffiths goes around in the background. I'm not sure if he got help there or he just lit it up.
Yeah, it's very, very easy to lose the back end on the exit of that corner. And if you get a little bit of tap at the same time, it's over.
It's starting to tighten up a bit at the front. Check this, the top three.
It sure is.
Top three covered by half a second now, so Bowden once
looks
again.
like a threatening man to me. But he's struggling because he's Snackachangi disappearing.
Yeah.
He's struggling because he can't get the toe on Mara because Mara's getting the toe off Banks, so he's caught in like the old what do they call the F1 draft?
Draft train.
Yeah, it's
a DRS train.
DRS train. But he's in a bit of a DRS train. That's what it feels like now. He's got down the inside. He's going to have a go here. Because if he can get past and get a good run out of the corner, so he's going to drop back in behind, try and get a good run out of here, get in that toe. But the trouble is that Mara's getting the toe off Banks, so they're all towing each other and nobody's getting an advantage.
Bowden was quickest of anyone on the previous lap too, 1:24.4, so he did fastest lap of the race. So he's definitely got this moving.
See, they can get to the back of him, but they can't make a move on Banks at the moment. So this will be a pit stop strategy again.
Possibly, yeah. Do you think Bowden would jump in the pits early here or not?
Possibly. I'd certainly think about doing it.
It's a long way to go, isn't it? 37 minutes.
Yeah. Well, look, Mitchinson, our new guys, Mitchinson and Cuttajar, 7th and 9th, doing a great job there.
Control car 11 limping.
Mabry limping to the pits, I've just heard on Race Control Channel. There is broken front suspension.
Oh, is it really broken?
A little bit. Just a little bit broken.
Yeah, a little bit.
He might get stuck here, you know.
Dan Yeaman sort of managed to drag himself back into the top 20 now.
Is he going to make it to the pits or are we going to get a safety car?
He's going to make it to the pits because it's only one corner. Can he get around the left-hander? Yes, he's done a good job, and now he's whipping it into pit lane.
Someone else is off too. Chris Barnes, I think, is off the track. Oh, and that's going to be a safety car, surely.
Wow. He's off on the entry to the pit.
It's the final corner.
His rear wing was back miles away, so he's obviously caught for... Oh, he's taken a tow, so...
Okay.
It must have been improved.
Must have, maybe.
Maybe. Now, Jack Mara's got through to the lead here, Luke.
Yeah, disappearing Jack Mara. He's leading this one now. I wonder if... A bit unsettling for Josh Banks when you got a car that's appearing and disappearing.
Yeah. So, but he's got through. I don't know where he did it or how he did it, but he's got through on Josh Banks. So now Bowden's going to try and do the same. He's desperate to get past there. We've got Ben Roberts sitting there in 6th. Ben having a nice run, but a quiet run for Ben.
He's staying with Josh Fitt, and I think these two are actually closing in on the lead.
Yeah, if you don't fight, you go a lot faster.
True.
And who's that on the back of them there as well? That's Mitchinson. So these guys are playing it smart at the moment. They're not threatening each other. They're just sitting behind each other, using the toe, and trying to drag themselves to the front, where then they can have a bit of a shot at the podium. They're not very far off the lead. So Tyson Broad there sitting in fourth. He's in a little bit of a gap of his own. So there's the first three, then Tyson, and then a gap back, and a little gap back again, and another three.
Harry Lawrence, Tyler Blackburn and John Nikoloff here having a battle over 21st. They're going to go 3 wide, I think, at the end of this straightaway too. Seen a lot of this
That
tonight.
never looks good, does it?
I love it. I love it. We've seen this many a time tonight, and who's going to come out on top? And I tell you, look who's just behind this, Daniel Yeaman. He can sense a 3-for-1 deal here. He wants the, they're going to take each other out. If they keep this up, that's a tight spot to go wheel to wheel. Yeaman's just sitting behind.
Up in front of them. That's
Oh, it is too. It's a teammate, and they've just gone off the road, have they? Someone's just gone backwards.
There was a couple of guys who went off right in front of Yeaman.
So Yeaman's now into the top 20. He's 18th place, so what a drive. That's Damien Cairns.
That was Damien Cairns coming through that you thought was Yeaman.
I did, yeah. Very similar livery.
So Damien Cairns coming through, which he's having a good run through the field as well.
Remembering he was taken out on the first lap, so yeah, good recovery.
He was right dead last. So that's a pretty good drive to get himself back to 22 in this sort of competition. He's going to have a look down the inside here, I think. Oh, there's big moves on the brake. So what he's done, backed out. He's going to look for a really, really good exit speed, get a double toe, and try and get them up into the stadium section.
Yeah, we'll stay on board with him here. So there he is, giving us
a wave.
Yep.
So Lawrence in front, he's dived up the inside. Lawrence a bit jiggly in the straight line, a bit all over the road there, but he's managed to get through on Nikolaev. So and Damien Cairns is sitting there, a little lock break there from Damien, but he's run that. You can run that wide line through there and not lose too much time. They've got a nice line through those last two corners. He's gained a lot of time through those last two corners.
Rob Bowden leads, by the way.
Wow. We've got to stop.
Not for long, though.
Not for long. 3 abreast of the lead. How good's that? So, I think he's still got this.
Banks now, Banks.
No, Banks down the inside. But they're giving each other room. See, he's got the exit speed. Rob Bowden had the exit speed. So, this is going to be a pure drag race back up this long run back up to the stadium section. And Jack Mara's saying, can I fit in that hole?
Bowden, the back end of that complained. Yeah.
Well, it was, no point in doing it. It's just likely put yourself in an accident. Now we've got Tyson Broad's jumped onto the back of this as well to make it a 4-car fight now.
He has too. So another of the Drop Bear Motorsport cars on board with Tyson now. He's driving well. Up 2 spots. Roberts isn't too far behind.
Gee whiz.
So now you got your top 4, and guess who's right behind him? Ben Roberts.
Ben Roberts. So Ben's just taking it. I think he's probably bringing himself back into, he's had a lot of time out of the car, so he's bringing himself back to speed and getting in his groove. He's got a pit stop to go yet, and there's still 30 minutes left, so you never know.
Here's the battle for 34th position. 34th, I do repeat.
It's as hard as the battle for first.
So nice job. That's Brad Wooten on your screen. Nick Patrol behind him and Leith Hardy, and then Robbie Griffiths unfortunately further back in 37th place.
Yeah, but, John Baldwin's got up ahead of them.
Yeah, let's go back to the front though, where we see Rob Bowden chasing down Josh Banks.
Now Jack Merritt back to 4th now. Tyson Broad back up to 3rd. So the championship leaders drop him back here. He's dropped out of contention for the lead altogether. And the front 2 have put a little bit of time on Tyson Broad, so it's now a gap of 2 and then back to 3, which Roberts has jumped onto the back of that queue for second place.
And it's still only 2 seconds, the top 5, so...
Yeah, and Mitchinson's only a second off that, so... Yeah, they're all still in contention. Mitchinson there in the green car. He's not very far away, especially if these guys start fighting.
And, that was wide, wasn't it, for Banks? You got to think too, we'll see at least surely one more safety car or one safety car tonight, and fuel stop still to go. We're getting towards that halfway point in about another 4 minutes, so we'll probably see people start to flurry in around then.
I'm just looking at incident points as well, because there's a couple of guys with quite high incident points. So Jacob Maybury in 11th, who's running, he's only got 3 incidents left, and he's going to get a he'll get a drive-through. So there's him, John Nikolaev, and Nick Bottrell are all on sort of 14 points, so 13, 14 points. So that's worth considering. Those guys got to be a little careful. Now here's Mara having a run up the inside. He's going to take a run up the inside into the stadium.
Oh, wow, we're at Tyson Broad.
No.
Tyson Broad around the outside.
On the outside. That's a ballsy move, and he's overshot it. He's locked a break into the stadium there, and they're side by side. This is scary stuff. And Jack's going, I got a championship on the line here.
Oh, he's lost it.
Oh, he's lost it. He's lost it.
Oh, there's contact Mitchinson into the side of him as well.
Got him. Luckily, Jack Mara just managed to avoid that.
How did he keep that going so well?
I think Tyson was just pushing over the limit a little bit there, just trying a bit too hard. You know, he's lost all his left-hand side pod.
I've got to say, this overlay program is running tonight, so sorry about that.
Running like a beep, is it? Yeah.
It is, yeah. Anyway, we'll get back out of that replay.
So now, guess who's in 3rd place now, Luke?
Ben Roberts.
Ben Roberts. But he's got a little bit of a gap to the guys in front. This is a pit stop race. So, yeah, we saw in the silver, the guy who won the race did a pit stop with 2 seconds quicker than anyone else. Who's going to do a quick pit stop in this one?
Yeah, we got another car off too. Smoke cloud down there. That's Cassidas. He'll keep going, so no safety car there. And just as I say that, Bailey Evans and who's Tyson Broad? What's he doing? He's still fighting here with Harrison Lillis. He's just dropped another position. Bailey Evans sitting in 7th now, has Kataja right all on his tailpipe.
Yeah, so Kataja is having a great run here, on the back of last week's winner.
Yep.
And current 2nd place in the series, in the championship. So yeah, that's a really, really good showing, and I think he'll know he's done. 40, 50 minutes around here by the end of the evening.
Tyrone, car 44 to race control, my lap 16.
Copy 4-4.
We've got a couple of cars in the pits. Kansas is having his stop now. Mitchison just came out of the lane as well. Tyson Broad has stopped. We've got 2 cars off. Swanepoel and Court. Court's going to complain to race control over that little collision.
And now we're going to start to see a lot of the guys going to the pits here, because if a safety car comes out here and you've made a stop, you get an advantage.
Yeah.
So, we're seeing a few of these guys taking their pit stops now. So Jack Mara's dropped back there to 4th. He's just behind Ben Roberts, and they're about 3 seconds off the lead. So Banks and Bowden are doing a great job. Hard to pick. So Katajar's then got past Bailey Evans now and put a little bit of gap in there. And there's Luke Fitt on the back of Evans, so he wants to be careful, because if he drops back off Katajar and loses that toe, he'll have Luke Fitt all over him.
Right at the halfway point of the race too, 25 minutes to go, 25 minutes gone. We should start to see surely a flurry into the pit lane. We've still got everyone in the top 19 yet to stop, in 20th place Luke Mitchinson is the first driver that has come in and can fuel right, or has fueled right to the end of this race now.
So who's that? The first of the pit stoppers is
Mitchinson. Mitchinson in 20th, yep.
Okay. So he's 32 seconds off the lead and he's made his stop.
Yep, so that's the man on your screen right now.
Well, he probably did that because remember he got mixed up with that the accident coming onto the pit straight. So he's probably gone in, repaired, done a quick repair and filled the car and got back out, lose as little time as he can.
Yep. There's Josh Banks still out in front too, driving the wheels off that car. You can see him sideways, yeah. So really pushing the limits of the tyres.
Him soaring at the wheel there. He hasn't had a second to relax for the whole race because there's been someone on his tail, whether that be Jack Marrow or as it is at the moment, Rob Bowden. So also we've got there Ryan in 6th, which is Will Ryan. Will's having a good run again. Will's always there in that top 10 somewhere. He's got to break through for a win at some stage.
Yeah, and Jack Marrow's just gone quicker again at 1:24.3, so new fastest lap of the race for him.
And they're moving into the top 10's Lewis, so yeah, he's having a good run again tonight. Again, another guy who's just running around that top 10. They've just got to find that little tiny bit of extra speed, and they'll be right at the front.
Where is Daniel Yamey? He's now 13th place, so obviously still needs to stop, but so does everyone around him and in front of him. So this is one of my, well, I've got to give him a shout out for probably the recovery drive of the night so far, Daniel Yamey.
On that 16.
Yep. Been a super recovery drive so far. But I bet he's had some fun and enjoyed himself coming through the pack.
Yeah, lots of overtakes. Tyler Blackburn as well. Someone's in an incident down there. Is that Mazoka? And Blackburn. So it's Blackburn and Mazoka that got tangled there down at the final corner. They've both got going again. But definitely something happened. Let's have a look at a replay. Oh, it's going to work for me now. Here we go. So Tyler Blackburn is coming to the final part of the lap. And I think Blackburn might just lose the back end here and then, yeah, over the curb.
On that curb again.
And, oh, it's like a carbon copy.
Yeah, that was a pretty good avoidance there. So that curve on the outside just seems to unsettle them a little bit. Robertson Mara going hard at it here. Ben locking wheels and... So this is a double right-handers now. See, Mara got out on that curb and he had to get off the throttle. Lost a little bit of momentum and bent right on him. First corner here, almost flat. You've got to have a little lift and just point the car in. See how quickly punches it into that apex. Mind you, don't go too wide on the exit. Run down here, and this is a really strange corner. You've got to brake late and try and carry mid-corner speed because it leads onto a really fast straight, but there's a left-hander as you're trying to get on the power. So if the tyres are a bit worn or you're running low downforce, and these guys aren't because yeah, they've got a fixed set, but you can lose the back there under acceleration. This is where you were saying before, look, big long straight and sweeping left all the way, deep under brakes, but you can't go too deep because you really want this beautiful fast run out of here because you've got another great big long straight here. So you need that exit from that corner. Now he's looking to get in this toe and try and get a bit of help to get up to the next corner as fast as you can. There's a corner coming up. I think they just drop one gear and just nail it right through it. It's really, really fast right-hander, as you can see here. But as you come out, the road narrows up. You'll see here, we've gone from big wide road to now, look how wide the road is. It's narrowed right up, a little bit of banking. Use the banking, keep on the inside, curb to curb to curb, and it's very narrow. And this is that double right-hander again, so you got to give up the first one a little bit to make sure you get the second one and get the punch out of here. And back on for another lap.
Great call, mate. And just driving to the understeer as well, you can see through that final corner, just front end. Look at that, once again, just really twisting lock into that front tyre.
It's interesting how savagely Ben turns in. He turns in quite strongly into the corner. Some people are much more gentle on their entry to the corner, but Ben's actually punching that car into the corner.
He is up the road by 2 and a bit seconds is your race leader, Josh Banks. Still leading Rob Bowden here, and Jack Mara once again goes quicker again. New fastest lap of the race on lap 22, so he's absolutely flying Mara. So it's a lull before the storm, is it? We've got a bit of everyone holding stations.
Yeah, I think they're just they're all thinking about this pit stop. Because the pit stop's got to come somewhere.
Driver who's made up the most stops tonight, Harry Lawrence. So give him a little bit of airtime here. I think he's also new to the series.
Yep. Good job to be up there in 14th. Right on the back of Konitska. Yeah, it's a good drive.
Yeah. And a lot of room around him. He can hold that position, try and catch Marcus, maybe put a move on or two. If there's a bit of bad luck up ahead, he might even get a top 10 tonight.
Again, we see that little lock from the inside front as they go into that bank corner. So Trent Gosley.
And Paul Rogers.
You can always pick his car with those yellow stripes on it and a bit of flash of blue. It's unusual. And it's Rogers right on his tail. So again, these guys are probably sort of sitting a bit smart, not really threatening each other, trying to tow each other up onto the guys in front and make a position.
And this guy you spoke about earlier tonight, Kadajar, really flying and holding off Will Ryan for P6 at the moment.
Weaving his way up the back straight, trying to break the toe. But Will's a pretty smart operator. He's been doing this for a while, so Will won't be falling for that one. So it really is one line. Follow the leader through. Oh, that's a late entry to the pit, but a nice one. So Will Ryan tries to take that pit stop. And what was the speed of the fastest pit stop from Silver? Do you remember, Luke?
Oh, was it 23? For some reason,
I think it was at 23, wasn't it? So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how long these guys are stationary for in gold. Mind you, I know they're taking on probably a different fuel level.
Well, Ryan just did a 23.6, so Bowden did a 25.5.
Right, so the guys who stop later will take on less fuel and obviously make a bit quicker stop. So that's the advantage of going later. But going earlier is you've got track position in case anything happens. If a safety car comes out, you know, it's really to your benefit. So one of the kitten cars here in gold for Daniel Byrne. Daniel's fished on the top on the podium of silver a couple of times. So he obviously did last week, and he's I think he did last week, and he's got a run here in gold and putting up a good showing. So he's up in 10th place.
Yeah. Got to be happy with that in the top tier.
I expect he's very happy with that, running in the top 10 of gold. And he's right on the back of Rob Bowden. Rob Bowden obviously having made his stop.
So Banks in the lane, Fit in the lane, Kodajar's in the lane, and Evans has also gone in, and a few others. So Mara and Roberts stay out. Everyone else has chosen to pit here on lap 25.
Yep, so Ben Roberts is playing smart, sitting on the back of Mara, probably saving a little bit of fuel in the toe, and he'll be probably lifting a little bit early to try and save a bit of fuel so he can go longer and longer, and then the longer he goes, the less he has to put in. So that will be what Ben's strategy is, and he'll try and make a flyer pit stop at the end and jump everybody. You see Jack Mara there, nice little four-wheel drift as he came out of the hairpin.
Gary Roberts was quickly from Mini Muscle Car saying Benny last raced an hour after getting out of hospital. He's reluctantly agreed he would have a couple of weeks off, which he's just done, and he's still on the painkillers, but getting back up to speed. So,
I know the feeling.
Good to have him back, yes. And how are you, Dave? We haven't asked about that yet.
Yeah, I'm really good. I'm really good. I've been to see the doctor again this week, and apparently everything's going well. It'll be about another 4 to 6 weeks, but I've just occasionally do the wrong thing and get on and have a little bit of fun in the new Formula Ford. So that's what I've been doing to sort of just keep me entertained. I'm doing a bit of work because I work from home, so I can. But yeah, it's very frustrating. At least this weekend we'll be busy. I've got something to watch. The Grand Prix.
Yep. I got to work all weekend. I'm going to miss the Grand Prix, I think, for the first time in many years. So
I'm looking forward to F2 and F3. There we go. He's jumped him in the pit lane. So Ben Roberts jumped Jack Marrett in the pit lane.
So 23.6. Here we go. Banks goes past, and he's only
Ben
just
Roberts
ahead.
Tail, and he's on warm tyres. So now we're going to fight to the finish.
So 14 minutes to go, in fact, and you saw the stoppage time there. There wasn't much in it. Roberts did a great jump to get ahead of Mara. Bowden's fourth now. Fitz back in fifth. But Josh Banks leads.
Rob Bowden's really lost out from that early pit stop that he took. So he's dropped back to fourth, and you can see there's a bit of gap back there as well. So that's nothing more than the extra time that it took him for his pit stop, I would think. So now, can Ben do anything about Josh Banks? I'm not sure Josh Banks has had a win with us before, so this could be he's on for his first time on the top step. That'd be pretty cool.
Well, Phil Vella reckons Banks is free now. Let's see how he goes. Can he race away with this?
Yeah. And Phil Vella, why aren't you out here, mate?
Yeah.
One of the fastest men in the Formula 3 I know. He should be out here running at the top of the field here.
Wow, wide from the race leader.
Wow,
and so is Jack Mara.
Wide as well. That shows you how hard these guys are trying, doesn't it? They're not leaving any space on the road at all. Now, that's sideways over the curb. He's desperately trying to brake and get out of range so that Ben can't get the toe on him. But he's pushing it really, really hard. You've got to be careful too with incident points. But I'm looking now. Let's see, incident points for Josh Banks. He's only got 6, so he can strategically use the 10 or 11 incident points he's got up his sleeve to run wide at turn 1 if he needs to. So there's a bit of strategy with incident points because you get them if you put a wheel off or you go over a curb, etc. But if you've banked them and you get towards the last part of the race and you've got only 1 or 2 incident points, you've got 15 in the bank. And you can strategically use those to run a bit wide to try and run some really, really fast laps and put pressure on people. So, it's quite an interesting thing with the incident points and how to use them.
44 to race control requesting a tow.
Totally, as we see Court.
44, that's Alex Court.
And there's 2 cars down here.
There's 2 cars, car 25, which is Ricky Propensali as well. But, we've got a standby safety car. We've got a safety car. Just what Josh Banks did not want.
Yeah, we'll try and find a replay on this incident down here. Alex Court involved, and looks like he's had a pretty big bingle here. Let's have a look.
Looks like I reckon somebody's probably done it on that curb and that second right-hander again.
On there, yeah. How many times have we seen that tonight? Someone's going to clobber him here, straight to the scene of the accident, I think. Oh, it's the rejoin, is it? Bang.
Whoa! Dude, that was just...
So that was Ricky Provenzali going in and collecting him.
Yeah, seriously, Ricky should have probably lifted off. He could see it was in the middle of the road.
So here's the onboard with Ricky. So just watch what sort of side he has here if the car in front going off or coming back on, more important. So you can see the smoke there, and you can see the car rejoining.
See, he's hard on it. It's pretty hard to get off the pedal in the middle of the corner. But Alex probably should have sat there and waited a little longer.
watch for safety
Yeah,
car
you got a
after
relative,
Formula
and we saw early on those couple of guys that went off there, and they were sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and that's what you have to do, because if you don't, what happens there just happened. Unfortunate, Ricky probably could have had shown a little bit more caution, but ultimately, Alex, you really shouldn't have been in the middle of the road.
Yeah, and Jack Maris snuck ahead of Ben Roberts there too, so it's interesting.
All that needs tow can now tow.
We've got about 9 minutes left to go.
So about 6 by the time we're green, do you think? 4 laps?
Yeah, probably 5 laps.
But we're definitely going to probably do another, do you think this will be the last lap under a safety car, or we're going to do one more? It's amazing how quickly the time gets eaten up by a slow safety car.
Yeah, I think they might go back to green this time, I'm thinking.
Right. So who do you pick out of this? You've got Josh Banks leading, you've got Jack Mara P2, Roberts sitting third, Bowden's there, who's looked quick all night but looked a bit ragged, and you've got Josh Fit. You've got to put a bit of money probably on
the lead lap,
Banks or Mara and Roberts to maybe spoil it as well.
The right-hand side and position.
I don't know who's going to do it, but I feel like Josh Banks should get it because he's driven so well and led for so long. Been mistake-free, and he really does deserve to go across that line first.
So lap traffic's going around now. We might get another lap under caution here.
They're waving through the lap cars. And then once they're through, which they are now, I think they might do a Michael Massey and send it back to green.
We're going to have to get on with it because the safety car's going in.
End of wave around, safety cars speeding up.
There you go. Safety car's coming in, so they're going back to green at the end of this lap.
Okay. He's got to get on with it because they're...
No, he's just sped up to the higher speed, so...
I think we've got one more under caution here.
Yep, we have.
So it's gonna come down to probably a 5-minute dash, if not 4.5 minutes. So 3 laps maybe after this for green flag, and we'll get a blanket tow approval, I'm sure, as well. So we will definitely get green to the end.
Safety car coming in this lap.
Yeah, so this lap safety car is in.
I'm going to put some money on Jack Mara here.
All right. Well, I'm going to leave my money on Josh Banks. I think he's showed class all night, and I think he can take that class all the way to the finish line.
I reckon Mara's going to take a risk and it's going to come off. Maybe a big dive bomb.
Or maybe I'll put my money on Gosley because the first 12 are going to take each other out.
So Harrison Lewis has done a good job tonight, making up some gains.
Car 12, please hold speed no more than 7.
Look, anybody who's in the top 10, 15 in this is doing a good job.
Harry Lawrence as well, 24 spots in the 16th. Good drive.
So Lockie's belted off in the safety car. He's headed back to pit lane. At the moment, Josh Banks has control of the field and to keep them at a certain speed. And then Rule will hand control of the restart to Josh at some stage, and Josh will then be allowed to go when he wants to go. He'll probably do it around about the tight left-hander of the stadium section. He'll hand over the control to Josh Banks.
Right.
So Josh has been given a speed to keep it at here to allow the safety car to get away and get back into pit lane.
Which we just heard that pit lane entry buzzer in the background, so that's why he's back in, and we're about to get going to green shortly. So it's 4.5 minutes probably by the time they cross the stripe here. 3 to go, maybe 3 or 4 if we're lucky. This is going to be a grandstand finish.
20 if we're really lucky.
Leader has control of the pace.
There you go. He now has control of the pace, so he can go whenever he feels like it from here.
Right, we wait for the jump here. Josh Banks. Can he race away with this? Here we go.
He's off.
So good restart. Banks gets away well by a couple of car lengths. And Mara sits behind. Roberts third. Rob Bowden fourth. And Josh Fit your top 5. Blanket approval for towing as well. So no more safety cars in this race. 4 minutes to go. Let's run this to the flag. Mara stays with the race leader. And let's see if he tries to attack early here or he waits till the final lap.
Yeah, so Mara's hot on it. He's certainly looking for the win. I think Ben just sitting back off them a little bit.
Here comes Mara.
Good toe, got a good toe, and he's going to go down the inside of the hairpin. But I've got a feeling that Josh Banks will just over and under and take the run back up to the stadium section.
Oh, he disappeared.
Yeah, this is really bad the way that Jack is popping in and out. Very, very disconcerting for Josh Banks.
Copy 979.
So Mara into the lead of the race. Roberts gets overtaken by Bowden as well. In the background, you can just see that for third. And now Roberts comes back at him on the inside. They go wheel to wheel, and Bowden holds on. Good overtake.
There's not really anywhere to go, even if you get side by side there, because that double right-hander, you've got to tuck it back in, get the run and make sure you're in the toe.
Yeaman gets a penalty for passing during the safety car. That's interesting.
Got a bit excited, I'd expect.
So Mara out in front. Look at Roberts in the background there, trying to get through.
Car 18. For passing during safety car.
Another passing during the safety car there for Tyrant Swanapole. Now, can Ben get in the toe here, get up onto the back of him? He's certainly hauling them in down here. Don't think he's quite close enough, maybe he is. Not quite. Yes, he is. He's forced it by making a late lunge. He's actually forced Bowden wide, so now they're side by side all the way up here. And Mara's hung on to that lead. But I don't think Josh Banks is over yet.
No. This is the battle for third we're watching as well. Spinner in the background, right at the back of your picture. As they go around, Roberts leads into the corner here in P3. Bowden behind and Fit. Will Ryan's still in contention as well, and Carter just snatches a break as he turns into this final section. But yeah, Jack Mara.
Josh Fit was all over the back of Bowden there, and now he's dragged Will Ryan into that fight as well. So this is becoming like a 4-car fight for third place.
So minute 20 to go. Do we get the white flag? No, we don't. We're going to have 2 more laps here.
2 more to go. You.
1:23.8 there for your race leader, Jack Mara. I told you he's had some speed in the bag.
Yeah, but is he doing it too hard? He only needs a little mistake. Just pop it off one curb, get a bit sideways.
Look at this fight back in the pack. This is Magetz, Wooten, Mazoka, Anspach. Oh, they're close there, wheel to wheel. Anspach with Kaylin Arthur not too far behind as well.
It's on for young and old, isn't it?
Good scrap.
Love Brad Wooten, it's that headshot.
I was avoiding traffic.
Don't worry, got a helmet to fit that.
No, we don't clear black flags for racing issues.
So looking at the leader again, Jack Mara, 3 car lengths probably over Banks on the penultimate lap. And Roberts was wide too.
Both wide off the curb, the cars are jumping around. Ben Roberts and Bowden are side by side. This is going to be very, very tight to the finish, and it's not over yet. The leaders are still there. there's millimetres between first and second, and millimetres between third and fourth.
225, lap 33.
Copy 225.
Oh, Roberts up on the curve. Look in the background. That's Luke Fit, I think it was. Really sideways. Or was it Josh? It may have been Josh Fit. Way out of shape. Comes back on the track and drops about 4 or 5 positions.
And Josh Banks and Jack Marrow are side by side down into turn 2 on that lap as well. And they're side by side running down to the hairpin again now. And can Josh Banks get down there? Can he get that? Can he get the run out of this hairpin and actually get a pass made up into the stadium section? Are we on the last lap, or have we still got one to go?
This is the last lap, I think.
A little bit of sideways. A little bit of sideways there by Mara.
And Bowden's off. Bowden and Roberts are off. This is massive for the championship. Roberts in the fence.
Fair race control.
Roberts in the fence. Bowden as well. We'll come back and have a look at that. We'll stay with this battle for the lead.
No, Mara's hung on to it now.
Oh, wow. For how long?
On the outside, down the inside, he's going to throw it down. No, Mara shuts him down. Takes an early apex and she closes the door on him. Now, Banks is wide onto the curb. Trying to get that run out of here. So now we've got Will Ryan.
To the checker flag, though. Jack Mara takes the flag. So Jack Mara wins it from Banks. Ryan's going to get third, 3 seconds off the lead. And
Kadajar in 4th place on debut. What a fantastic race he's had. Josh Pitt, Mitchelton, another newcomer in the top 6. Bailey Evans, last week's winner, back in 7th. And that makes Mara looking really, really good for the series now.
we'll have a look at the Rob Bowden incident quickly. We heard that on the race control channel. So this was going down towards the hairpin. Robert's left of his screen. Here it is. Oh, he just ran wide, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. That was such a little touch and such a big reaction from the cars.
Well, good finish. Jack Mara, yours truly called it. He's got the win here. Look at that field of cars as they roll around towards... Oh, and contact. That's with our race winner there after the flag. But yeah, what a win. 1/10 of a second in it, and a great effort.
Yeah, I thought Josh was going to be able to hang on to that. I feel disappointed for him.
Well, we'll have some interviews shortly. We'll bring the race results up on the screen as well, and we'll get the top 3 in for a chat. But this is how it finished up for our feature race tonight. The winner, Jack Mara, by a 1/10 of a second over Josh Banks, and your top 3, Will Ryan, for Pace Syndicate, bringing home the final piece of bacon. So good job to the top 3. Good finish to the race after that safety car period. We're going to hang over now and see if we can have a chat with them. Dave, do you feel like doing some interviews tonight? Grab the boys in for a quick chat.
You like it?
I'm just going to head over to... I'm looking on the wrong screen here. Let's see who we got. We got anyone yet? Not yet. As soon as they're in the green room, we'll bring them in. But Jack Mara, wow. He looked good all night. He looked fast, and could he win it? Well, he did in the end, but I wonder how much of that disappearing, reappearing, that net code or whatever he had going on there played on the mind of Josh Banks as well, trying to put a move on towards the end.
Very hard to race a car, you don't know where it is.
Yeah. Something they may look at, but...
I mean, unfortunately, Jack is in New Zealand, so there's a little bit of distance, but it's usually not too much of an issue.
Right, so we just wait for the drivers to join us here for some interviews, and we'll get Jack, Josh, and Will in any second now. I think...
Did you give these guys a hard time, about 30 seconds?
I should have.
Will's in here. Will Ryan's in here.
Right, so here he is, our race winner tonight, Jack Mara. I'll let you go with the interview, Dave.
G'day, Jack. That was a big finish.
Yeah, very sweaty, very, a bit shaky, but it feels good to get a win under the belt.
Yeah, we noticed you're having a little bit of a connection issue because you popped on and off the screen quite a few times. Must have made it a little bit hard for Josh there in second place. But at the end of the day, you sort of sat there in his tail until the last few laps, and then just seemed to have that little bit extra in hand to be able to pass him and hold him out to the finish.
Yeah, these long straights make it pretty interesting. You got to place the car in the right places and pick your moment.
Yeah, so a good drive, great effort, and Will Ryan.
Yeah.
Did you think you were going to be on the Did you think you were going to be on the podium with a lap to go?
Oh, not a chance, no.
But you've been there about all night, and just were lucky to pick your way through that little bit of chaos that happened down at the hairpin.
Yeah, it's nice when two really quick guys just manage to clip each other. So, yeah, good result.
So, anything else spectacular during your race, or you seem to just work your way up there? You're always in that top 8 or so, and just picking them off one by one across the course of the event.
Yeah, actually, I had a couple of little moments throughout the race, went a bit sideways, but managed to stay sort of, top 7, top 8, I think. And then, just watched the sort of ducks fall out of the way in front of me at the end there. So, it was good.
I felt it was very unlucky for them both. It was only a little touch coming out of the hairpin, but the cars just sort of exploded as, sometimes that collision model of iRacing does. But it was a bit of a pity.
It looked like Benny Roberts actually lost a whole side pod, which is a bit weird, I think, so.
Yeah. So, Jack, that puts you well and truly in the lead of the series now with an extended break. So, from here, we've got a couple of races to run. You've got to be thinking you're looking good.
Yep. Still a long way to go. A lot can happen in this series, as we know. But after now, I'm going to go to the fridge, grab a beer, and just chill out a bit, mellow out.
So, I don't think it doesn't look like Josh is going to join us, but anyway, Jack, anyone you want to thank for tonight?
Big thanks, Nakachangi, Chips. That low center of gravity came in handy tonight over those sketchy curves. Big thanks to the team, FRG team, Dave yourself, Rue, Lockie, Ty, and Luke for the broadcast. Much appreciate your work. And quick shout out, it was nice to see Benny Roberts' name back on my relative today. That was something we missed over the last couple of weeks, and I'm happy to see him here.
God, look at that on screen there, and it's just exploded between the two cars. But anyway, Will, anyone you'd like to give a shout out and a thanks to for the night?
Yeah, obviously all you guys at FRG, Luke as well, and then all the Pace Syndicate boys, Bone Paints, Deadhead. Yeah, thanks guys.
All right, cheers. So I think Rue's joined us in the commentary box. How are you tonight, Rue? Busy in race control, is it?
I think we're on point. I think we dished out everything, quickly, and we're flying pretty well. That was actually action-packed. It's a really, really good track. I think it was one of our best.
Yeah, it was very interesting because having the two long straights to the hairpin in the middle, and as Jack said, you had to be very strategic about where you place the car and when you pass somebody, because if you pass somebody on the first straight, you got to the hairpin, you get passed on the next one. So you had to be very, very careful about that. It was quite a strategic event because of this layout of the circuit.
Yeah, absolutely. And that right-hander, if you get a good run out of that hairpin, you might get alongside someone, but you're not all done. It's not job done. You still got that right-hander to manage with a medium downforce set, and try and hold it on track.
Yeah. And the gold were a little better through turn 1 than silver. That was bizarre in silver with the three of them all pirouetting around together.
I think a few of them have been watching Days of Thunder just before the race, because a lot of them had their foot to the floor. There's smoke everywhere, and they're still smashing into each other. So I think post race tomorrow will be a lot of fun.
Very good.
Yeah, and we had some fantastic finishes from some of the new guys there who really, really got up the front and stirred things up, which was good to see.
Yeah, and like shout out to everyone, all the new people that have come in. We've actually had a huge influx of new people, so I hope you enjoyed yourself, and it was great racing.
I see Sam Mort's just posting in the stream there how much fun he had tonight and how much he's looking forward to the next one. So there you go. So if you're thinking of coming and getting involved, do so, and do so really quickly.
Absolutely.
Ripper job tonight. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Roo, and a big thanks to the sponsors, F3A powered by FRG, and a big thanks to Racecraft Simulations. We saw that new rig they've got. Big thanks to Lovely Stickers as well, and VRS. Get your code word in tonight because you're running out of weeks now to win that $99 package.
Yes, and it's quite easy. What have I got going on? BERGHAIN.
Yeah, you need to explain what the hell that is to everyone, Roo.
BERGHAIN is a classic nightclub in Berlin, actually. Yeah, it's a nightclub. It's in an old, I think it's old power factory, actually. It's one of those clubs, where you stand there trying to look cool for a couple of hours and the bouncer may or may not let you in. It's one of them, so I thought I'd throw it in. Just throw it in. Doesn't matter if you spell it right or wrong. Just get it in there and you're in the draw.
Sweet as. Right, we're off to next week for the penultimate round, isn't it?
So we're off to Alton Park without the chicane, so you get a bit of a run on that back straight there. It's a thinner track. I think we may have done ourselves a disservice of not having a fatter track towards the end, but I reckon everyone's got the gist towards the end of the season, and I reckon we're going to have some pretty exciting racing on that track.
Looking forward to it. So next Tuesday night is the second last round of this season, number 12 for F3A, powered by FRG. Thanks, Dave Roberts, once again joining me in commentary, and Roo for all your hard work and all the crew that works alongside you to make this series so fantastic. So thank you, guys, and we'll see you in a week's time.
Absolutely, we'll see you then.
Cheers,
See
guys.
you next week, mate.
Take care. Righto. That's it for tonight. Thanks, folks, for tuning in and being a part of tonight's broadcast. If you were people that made comments in the chat, big thank you. There's Jack Mara. He's your race winner. Snacker Changi and DSR with the win tonight. Fantastic drive. Till next time. See you soon. Good night.